race of the Target Series chase heads to the Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. This is the Gatorade 300 and maybe the most crazy chase race we will see this season. Eric Olson, number 25, on pole for today's race. Beside him in second is chaser Landon Lyons in the 92. Then in third place we have Jake Galloway. Fourth it is Sebastian Dupain. And ranking at the top 5, chaser Colin Teague. Starting in 6th place, we have Brett Sierra. 7th place, it's Justin Zeidel. Sebastian Chicagoland in 8th. 9th place, Mason Baskers. And Tommy Fletcher Jr., the 77, rounds out the top 10. Back behind them, chaser Brent Sminnick and 2 ins at the 55 of Colton Yo. Then there's the 60 of Michael Gregory and Taylor Ryan Price in the 09. Then we have Madison Tall and Keyshawn Richardson in the 11, along with Denny Lloyd and Eli Bright in car number 8. Points leader Luke Rain starts back in the 20th position. Casey Nacco 14 to his inside. Then you have John Smith and Luke's teammate, the 5 of Jeff Bright, along with Landon Dinkins and Zachary DeLello, a chaser. Then there's Trey Rainey and Levi Jones, another chaser, along with Mathis Wells and Anthony Hernandez in the 21. Then the person tied for second in points, Jose Mills, Max Anderson to his inside in the 23. Then we have Riley Spurleytube and Adam McDowell, Jake Richardson and Jay Jefferson, Evan Hunter and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. also tied for second in points. They have Roman Fenway and Alex Fletcher, Alex Turner and Code Red, and in the final row, DJ Reed 99 and 18, Jennifer Buford. I'm once again joined in the booth by Trey Bartow. And Trey, this is a very crazy race track. You're going to be seeing pack racing, 3 and 4 racing all throughout these 30 laps. How do you expect these chasers are going to handle this race with how crazy it is, maybe the most unknown race in the chase?
Well, like you said, you never know what to expect from this racetrack here. I think it's going to be a fun race to watch here. These drivers got to be very careful with how they're going to be able to manage the other cars to make sure they don't end up causing, the big one here. But I feel like it's eventually going to happen. So whenever it does, we're going to have to see how it ends up forming the finish of this race. But, I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, watch for instance off turn number 4 if cars get into the outside wall coming off that corner. Let's go on track side for the most famous words in motorsports. 30 laps of action in the Gatorade 300.
Driver, start your engine.
.42 cars rolling here at Chicagoland for racing in chase race number 4 of 9 in the Target Series season number 11. Luke Rainey has had a near perfect chase so far. 3 chase races, 2 of which he was the highest finishing chaser, has him up by 6 points in a tie for second. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. and Jose Mills, 8 points back. Jay Jefferson, 9 points back. Zachary DeLello and others pretty far back as we head into this race. 30 laps in the Gatorade 300. Eric Olson, chaser Landon Lyons on the front row. We come down to take the green flag. There it is. We're racing at the Chicagoland Speedway.
As they head into turn 1, you can already see the 25 of Olson's already out front, but Jake Galloway in the 20, there's going to peek below him coming onto the backstretch here. Jake Galloway wasting no time to get up front here and lead a couple laps. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to manage this pass and make it or not, but the 2 of Colin Teague's also going to be peeking below him.
And Teague had a better arc into the entry of turns 3 and 4. Coming around to lead the first lap of the Gatorade 300, Jake Galloway does it. Now they're looking 3 wide. Zeidel to the inside, entering turn number 1. First time they'll enter this corner at full speed, 192 miles an hour for Zeidel to turn number 1. Already 3 wide, but that's not the breaking point. 4 wide is. Zeidel pushed clear by Mason Baskers. Here comes Colton Yo, Michael Gregory also on the inside. Chasers in the middle, Colin Teague and Landon Lyons looking to try and fall back and get back to the inside lane where he can make all the progress up on this racetrack. Baskers to the inside, Zeidel as they come off turn number 4. Yo looks lower to block Michael Gregory. It's going to be Zeidel to lead the second lap. 3 wide though for the top spot. 3 wide inside the front 10.
Yeah, it did not take these guys very long to get real pack racing here, 3x3x3 for the first 4 rows there. This is what we like to see here, but like you said, if the 4 wide is the breaking point here, so once these guys end up getting a little bit more pushier than they are right now, that could be very catastrophic.
And Eli Bright's looking out 4 wide on Madison Tall, going to think better of it. But now look at that contact between the 60 and the 47 for the lead as Tall tried to give Eli Bright room. Eli backed out smartly there. That could have been the first accident day early on in front of the whole field. Could have been catastrophic for many chase drivers. Eli Bright for the race lead off turn 2. Nanica with his push. And here comes the 5 of Jeff Bright also moving forward. And chasers DeLello and Minnick look to the bottom lane.
We're going to see if he's going to be able to get it. But here comes Jeff Bright in the 5 here. Is possibly going to make it 4 wide, but it looks like the 47 actually backed out a bit to make sure that they did not wreck coming off that corner. So good job by the 47 there. But now Jeff Bright's going to be coming to lead as they go into 1.
Jeff Bright out in front. Chasers following through their 4 wide. Eli Bright washes up the banking. The 8 car wide, almost up into the wall. See very, very close there. Jeff Bright moves out in front, and now some chasers out in front of this. Really would want to see the crash right now. With how packed they are now, Eli Bright, Colton Yo, Mason Baskers, 3 cars in the outside lane as they battle off turn number 4. They're trying to keep it calm and steady. They do for now. That lap, so far clean, but they're still 4 wide. Multiple rows. It's getting a little dicey at the front of the field, back of the field. They're all over the place, entering turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're 4 wide in so many situations here. I don't know what's going to happen here, but if they continue to stay 4 wide like this, it cannot be good whatsoever. At least, if anything, they're near the back of the pack, so not too many cars are going to be involved, but it's still going to be, not very good for everyone that will end up being involved if they do not keep it clean.
They've done a great job so far keeping it calm and steady as now they enter turn number 1. Still at the front of the field. DeLello couldn't really clear Jeff Bright. He finally just completed that pass. Keyshawn Richardson will move his way up to second, and now with a challenge for the lead off turn number 2. But someone who is at the back of the field does not want to see a crash happen. Points leader Luke Rainey is in the Hornet's nest back here. He's actually almost a part of a 4-wide scenario as he's trying to just get through here cleanly, get up to the front of the pack to try and then be ahead of the crash if and when it does happen. Luke Rainey now back outside the top 30, but he's on the inside trying to move forward ahead of this 4 wide.
Yeah, he's not in a very good predicament here. Some drivers have the mindset that if they stay at the back of the pack, they'll be able to see the wreck coming and then get out of the way of it. But at a track like this, you never really know where it's going to happen. It could happen right next to you, right in front of you, or right behind you. So at all times, Luke has to be very on edge here and keep an eye out for anything that he doesn't like the look of and try to get away from that as soon as possible to help protect his points lead.
And there's 4 wide right in front of him, only 2 rows in front of him, so it is close personal for Luke Rainey right now. He hopes that gets sorted out in front of him so he can try and move forward. Right now still looking to go low with fellow chaser Mathis Wells. If he can get clear of this right here, then he's basically clear of the 4 wide, then it's only 3 wide in front of him. So right here, making this pass that's big for him. Now he's kind of into a normal zone where they're only 3 wide, and I say only 3 wide as if that's easy to do. But Luke right now making his way through the pack, now up inside the top 20, now up inside the top 15 as they enter turn 1. So Luke making good inroads as they're moving further forward. The points there are trying to keep that points lead. But at the front, non-chaser Keyshawn Richardson dominating so far in the Gatorade 300. Luke Rain gonna make it 4 wide. His brother Trey in the middle, Jeff Bright, and Mathis Wells as well in that 4 wide.
Yeah, they were 3x3 all the way through the pack for a little bit there, and then entering 1 in the last time around. I believe it was Evan Hunter either got pushed down a lane or he went up a lane and caused a 4-wide situation there, but it seems like they are all good at the moment. But as you said, Keyshawn there is still out front with not a demanding lead, but it doesn't really look like anyone's trying to pursuit him right now. So at the moment, he's in the control of the race.
Landon Dinkins will get clear in second. That's going to be big to try and run Keyshawn down. He already has a run through 3 and 4. See him. He's able to hug that white line, paint that white line practically. He'll move now to the back of the 11. Those 2 get away, but if they get side by side, the pack will run them down. They have a nice run if these 2 punch a big hole in the air being side by side. 3 and 4 wide behind. See how close it is. Fitzwater tied for second in points in the middle of a 4 wide scenario. That is not where you want to be at all. As up front, Dinkins looks for the race. But back here is getting close. Now Luke Rainey, middle of 4. His teammate Brett Sierra in last season's champion to his outside. Luke's going to clear that to now make it only double foul there, but now he's on the outside lane. It could drop back into that mess, that danger zone back behind. Look at all of the 4 wide rows. At some point, something has to give in this pack.
Yeah, something somewhere is going to have to give, as you said, but up front here, the 6 was able to make the pass on the 11 to Keyshawn Richardson, but Keyshawn's going to look back to the inside with the help of the 23 there. So we'll have to see if Keyshawn's able to get back out front here, and they're going to actually, looks like, hang the 6 on the outside there, so he's going to fall back into this little bit of a dog pack back here as well. So, there's a couple of lead changes, but it's only between a few select cars here, so, it's still a little tough to tell who has the best car here, but I feel as the run gets going a little bit longer, we're going to be able to see.
And Max Anderson going to move to the inside. Keyshawn Richardson down the backstretch. Surprised we have not seen an accident yet. These drivers have done a great job keeping their cars straight off of each other. As so far now they're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Lloyd's going to get up behind the 23 to make it just double file as Max Anderson pushed clear in the 23 car. Here comes Lloyd now with a peek to the inside, but Colton Yo going to go even lower to stop the advancement of the 10 car. Yo to second place. Here comes Anthony Nez and Jake Galloway along with Sebastian Dupain. See how they're kind of spreading out back pack. 4 wide in some rows, but mostly 3 wide. Anderson to shut the door on Yo and then Hernandez. There's Jake Galloway and Sebastian Dupain. That 33 team won this race last season with Cole Luigi at the helm. That was his last ever Target Series victory as he retired at season's end. Dupain looking to get his second straight win at Watkins Glen. Also won the season opener at Daytona, be his third win of the season if he can accomplish it today. But we are halfway done here in Chicagoland. Caution-free, surprising up to this point. But you have to know the intensity level will ramp up as we get down towards the end of this race, as they're now 3 and maybe even 4 wide for the top spot through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, it looked like the 30 as Idell was trying to peek below the 33 there to Dupain, but he wasn't able to make that pass, which, could be a good thing, but also could be a bad thing there for the 30. So it was kind of tough to tell, but he's going to actually make the inside move here going through 1 and 2. He's going to be possibly able to come up with the lead, but the 2 of Colin T is going to look to the inside of him and make it 3 wide.
And they are 4 wide back behind them. Eli Bright trying to get clear of that. In the middle, Danny Lloyd is one of them in the 10. Max Aronson up top, Anthony Nez, Brett Sierra, all these others in this 4 wide. See Keyshawn having to pinch Brett there to try and keep it off the outside lane. They're still rubbing as they go through the trial with DeLello onto the apron. And that's going to be it. Around they go. Back of the pack. We have cars on the apron. We have cars all over. There it is as they collide up to the outside wall. Evan Hunter's on his side. Jay Jefferson, Trey Rainey is well involved. Roman Fenway as well. And these cars are racing it back around. A terrible crash back of the field brings a halt to the action on lap number 18. Coming back around to complete the 18th lap. Who will it be? Almost making contact for the top spot. And at the stripe, too close to call between Reed and Minnick. It looks like DJ Reed leads us back around to the first caution flag in the Gatorade 300. Happened a little bit later than we thought it would, but it happened nonetheless. 3 contenders involved, including a chaser, Jay Jefferson. Came in 4th in points, only 8 back of Luke Rainey. It looks like Luke missed the crash. Fenway is well involved along with Trey Rainey and Evan Hunter, the 32 and the 64, definitely done for the day. So let's see what happened to Evan Hunter. Hard damage. He looks like he has been on his roof. We saw him on his side. We'll see what happened. We're at the first caution flag here in the Gatorade 300. Craziness here at the Chicagoland Speedway under the first caution flag, and there are many different stories to unpack in this one. We'll start with the crash, 4 wide here going through the trial. It looks like Jose Mills, as Evan Hunter pinches him down. Mills going to get up into Hunter, spin him around. You can see right there, that gets into Fenway and Baskers. Luke Rainey does get some contact, but able to save it and stay on the gas to get away. Jefferson not as fortunate. He gets hit. Trey Rainey clobbers Evan Hunter and sends the 64 upside down, then onto the safer barrier. But the top 3 in the championship, Luke Rainey, Zach Fitzroy Sr., Jose Mills, all near this crash and all escaped without major damage. Mills obviously with the damage from spinning Hunter, but that won't be anything bad. Fitzroy misses the crash, and Luke Rainey barely gets a tap, but saves his car from going completely sideways. But look at this hit for Hunter as he gets clobbered by the 32 of Trey Rainey.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we've seen 4 wide this entire race, but eventually we did say it was going to break, and it did here. But luckily, I mean, it was near the back of the pack there, so not too many cars were involved. Again, an amazing save by your points leader, Luke Rainey there. Almost dead sideways, but was able to gain control of it, and then even missed the wreck at the same time. So I don't know how much damage he has and if it'll affect his car at all. But at the moment, though, it seems like he's still somewhat up to pace, as we can see here.
And you can see he is in a danger zone. Look at that save. And if he can escape with a lot of points here at Chicagoland, this is a race he looks back on if he wins the championship. That's one that really could have gotten away from me. But we were able to reel it back in and doing a great job so far. So under 10 laps to go in the Gatorade 300 at Chicagoland. 2 chasers lead the way, DJ Reed and Bronson Minnick, as at the back of the field are the top 3 in points. We'll see how this unfolds in the final 10 laps here at Chicagoland. Coming back to the green flag, 8 laps of racing remain here in the Gatorade 300. Will we get another yellow flag? Will it go clean and green to the end? We're going to find out. 2 cars out are Trey Rainey and Evan Hunter. Jay Jefferson still trucking on, hoping that maybe he can get some positions if other chasers crash out. But how about the top 3 in points back? 31st, 32nd, and 33rd lined up exactly how they are in points. Luke Rainey, the points there, 31st. Fitzwater and Mills tied for 2nd and 3rd in points right now. 32nd and 33rd on the racetrack. Can they make up positions to gain points as the front 2 are chasers? Reed, Minnick, Gregory step on the gas. They get away. 8 laps remain at Chicagoland.
The 60 there, Michael Gregory, is not waiting at all. He does not care about these chase drivers. He's going for himself and getting a win here. Immediately dove below the 42 there, and then now he's challenging the 99 for the lead here. So we'll have to see if he's going to be able to get help from the 14, or if the 14 is going to go for himself as well and try to get the lead as he does here coming onto the front stretch.
And a big run for Colin Teague, a chaser coming up behind the 14 of Casey Nacco. Other chasers, well, Zachary DeLello moving forward. So there are a lot of chasers at the front of this field, not what Luke Rainey, Zachary Fitzhart Sr., Jose Mills want to see. They need to get up here in these final 7 laps to keep their margin over the pack back behind. Fitzwater's gotten by Luke, who is fading on the outside lane. But up at the front, chaser Colin Teague moves to the front, but not so fast. This chaser Zachary DeLello to his inside he comes, and they'll be door to door down the front stretch, coming around to 6 laps of racing to go in the Gatorade 300. Pulser Eric Olson moves up to third, second on the inside lane.
Yeah, I mean, once the start of the race happened, Eric Olson led for maybe a lap or two, and then he kind of fell back into the pack there. But once that caution came out and they were able to get restarted and everything, it looks like Olson's actually making a comeback here and trying to regain and try to get a top position there as they're 4 wide now up front. We'll have to see if they're going to be able to hold on to this.
It looks like they will for now. That's 4 really good drivers, 2 of which are in the chase. We have a 2-time Target Series champion and last season's Target Series champion in that 4 wide. But now, as they start to get 4 wide, they're going to get 4 wide in more places. And with 5 laps to go, yellow flag would end it. Brett Sierra knows this. He wants to get into the race at any point to make sure if a yellow comes out and he's out in front, he would win this race. Last season's champion has not had a great season this one. However, a win could mean a lot. He's not won yet this season. He's looking to get out in front, coming around now to 4 laps to go. They're 3 wide and 4 wide in this main pack.
Yeah, you were saying about Brett Sear there being last season's champion and has not had a very good season this one. But, I mean, you know, a win might not be good for him points-wise, but, you know, it's at least a moral thing saying, hey, you know, I still got a race-winning car here and I can still be very competitive with all you guys.
4 wide for the race lead goes Jake Galloway, forcing Sierra and Zidell way wide. Here comes Dupain looking even lower in the 33. Eli Bright gets spun, and they're wrecking everywhere. Back around, Dinkins barely beats Jake Galloway, but where are the points contenders? Fitzwater's in it, the 59. Where's Luke Rainey and where's Jose Mills? Mills has gotten away in the 40. There's Luke sitting backwards. The 88 is involved, and it looks like he's done.
Geez.
And Spurley Tube has clobbered Brett Sierra. The 48's out of commission. Look at all the cars. There's Luke Rainey, the 88. Points leader involved in this one. And that's what Jay Jefferson really needed, the 1. See how far back he was. He's going to get through this. 2 chasers already on pit road, and maybe more to follow. Fitzwater trying to get away the 59. There's Mathis Wells. Mills spun. See them all trying to now correct where they are in the racetrack. Cars were everywhere. Jeff Bright flying up around. I don't know if he's angry at someone or I think he needs to get a spot back. It says he crossed the line in 10th, and I think the yellow came out as he was spinning, so as long as he can keep on the racetrack, he keeps that position. But it looks like it's going to be Landon Dinkins to win here at Chicagoland. He and Jake Galloway were in a mad dash to the checkered flag. Dinkins barely edged Galloway as they were 4 to even 5 wide at points in the pack. And it looks like the highest chaser points are going to belong to Code Red in the 29. So Code Red has not had a great chase. He came in 15 behind Luke Rainey, but this could be a good opportunity to gain a lot of those points back. Code Red's going to get a top 5 in the highest chaser points. And you look and see the next chaser, DJ Reed 99, all torn up, but he's going to get away in 13th. Colin Teague and Levi Shones escape the madness. There's Fitzwater. And Jose Mills is actually back behind Fitzwater, so it looks like Fitzy going to get a good point today. Minnick and Landon Lyons, as these drivers still try to sort this running order out. Mayhem at the end, Trey. What do you take away from this, as Luke Rainey going to have a bad points day?
Well, like we've been saying all race long, this race is so unpredictable there, and we saw the 4 wide with the very few lap last dash here after that first caution, and you know these drivers were just trying to get as many positions as they can, especially chase drivers, and ended up in causing a wreck, and multiple drivers involved with this, so I feel like we're going to see a big shakeup in the chase standings here.
Looks like Jeff Bright got a spot back, but I think he's coming down pit road. He obviously feels something on that 5 car that he doesn't like, so he'll give up his 10th finishing position right there to come down the pit lane. But at the front, non-chasers going to rule the day here at Chicagoland. Dinkins, Galloway, Dupain, and Buford all going to win this race. 3 manufacturers represented inside the top 4 spots, 2 of which are from Joe Gibbs Racing, a team that has not really been a force this season. They're going to get a 2nd and 4th place. And for Dupain, almost got 2 straight this season. One at Watkins Glen, but now gets a 3rd place here today. So close yet so far to victories around the last lap for the number 6 of Landon Dinkins. He's going to look like coast around a mile and a half more and win this race at Chicagoland. And once again, spoil the Chasers' party. So far this chase, a Chaser has not won a chase race. 4 races through, 5 to go. After today, the points are going to come back together after Luke Rainey's bad day. In fact, Luke might get only 1 point out of today. I mean, no Chaser DNF'd off that first crash. It looks like DeLello actually will finish lower them, so Luke will get 2 points out of the day. DeLello will get 1, but Fitzwater's going to have a decent points day. Jose Mills going to get a little bit more points than Luke. I don't know if Fitzwater's going to be able to pass him in points because he didn't really finish that well, but he's going to be able to close in. He only came in 6 behind Luke's points lead. It's definitely going to narrow up entering these final 5 races of this season. Coming off of turn number 4 under the caution flag, mayhem at the end here in the Gatorade 300. Landon Dinkins, car number 6, is going to win the Gatorade 300 over Jake Galloway in what was a photo finish dash to the caution flag. The checkered flag is waving. Landon Dinkins scores a victory in chase race number 4. The Gatorade 300 at Chicagoland. Galloway, Dupain, Buford, and highest chaser Code Red round out the top 5. Before we go and see the finishing results, let's go see the accident, which brings out the caution to end this race short. So from this angle, you can see it is basically 5 wide at this point. And if 4 wide has about a 50% chance to work, what does 5 wide have? Maybe 10%, 5%, 0%? As they're racing through turns 3 and 4, it is going to get 5 wide. The 38 is going to force it in on the 8 and the 11. And right here you're going to see as they come off the corner, as they're racing side by side at the head of the pack, 11, 38 contact into the 8. Eli almost has it saved, but then that clips the 10 into the 09, into the 5, into the 25. They rack up ahead of the pack. Eli gets broadside by DeLello, tries to keep it going straight then after that contact, but then cars start piling in. Look at DeLello, the hard hit from Max Anderson, and cars start piling in, and Luke Rainey gets forced into the crash by Mathis Wells. Fitzwater is sideways. Mills drives through it, but however, the yellow flag comes out. Once you cross that start-finish line, the field is frozen. Your position is frozen. So even though Mills piles through the crash and gets away faster than some of these drivers, he crosses behind them in terms of running order. So Mills actually has to fall back to where he crossed the start-finish line rather than where he comes out of the crash. Because this crash started back of the pack, but it actually got up inside the front 5. See all the cars here involved in this one, including points leader Luke Rainey.
Yeah, I think the hardest hit out of all of this would have been the 24 of DeLello there. He got a head-on collision with, I don't know who it was, but it was a very, very hard impact there. But as you said, it's just 5 wide. No chance of that working at all, but it's what these drivers have to do to get as many points as they can. So it's going to end up happening at these late ends of the race here, and it just so happened to involve at least, 15-plus cars.
And how about this? All 3 Junior Motorsports cars involved in this one. Jeff Bright, Brett Sear both running really well, and points leader Luke Rainey as well involved in this one. As you can see, how they were a row behind, they were a row in front of the crash where Jeff Bright, Taylor Bryan Price, Brett Sear, and they all got involved in it because it just kind of coordinated itself up there. You see all the cars involved, and then what we haven't seen yet in a replay is Riley Spiritu flying into the crash at the end and just walloping Brett Sear right there into John Smith and to Mathis Wells. A hard hit there. It ends the race short. What we haven't focused on is how close this battle for the lead was between Landon Dinkins and Jake Galloway. Look at how close the margin is right there. By about a nose, Landon Dinkins beats out Jake Galloway in the drag race to the line to win the Gatorade 300, the 4th chase race of the season. Let's go see the finish results in the update point standings, now with only 5 races remaining in the season. Here's how they finished in the Gatorade 300 at the Chicagoland Speedway. 2 caution flags today for 7 laps and 16 lead changes. 12 drivers saw the lead today. As out in front at the right time, caution came up back behind him. He was out front by a nose. Landon Dinkins leads, tied for the most laps led with only 5 laps led here today. Jake Galloway gets 2nd place, Dupain 3rd, Jennifer Buford 4th, and rank at the front 5. Chaser Code Red gets 12 points out of the day. A very, very good points day to move him back up into championship contention. Justin Zidell gets 6th, Danny Lloyd 7th, Michael Greger, Keyshawn Richardson, and Anthony Hernandez round out the top 10. It was a poor day for chasers today. Next time's chaser, 13th place, DJ Reed, then Bronson Minnick in 16th, Colin Teague in 17th, Levi Jones in 18th, and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. in 20th. So even though only 1 chaser gets a top 12 here today, 6 of them finish inside the top 20, and Fitzy with a really good points today moves to within 1 point of Luke Rainey's points lead. You look down, you can see further down some of the chasers that did not fare well, got involved in that crash late in the going. Landon Lyons, Jose Mills, Mathis Wells, all in a row there. Jay Jefferson gained some points off of that crash. And then the only 2 chasers to DNF, Luke Rainey, the points leader, and Zach DeLello in the 24 car. Look down some of the more DNFs, the more retirees. Evan Hunter, Trey Rainey, obviously out for the first crash of the day. On the right side are the point standings. Luke Rainey on top in points, but only now by a single point, as Zachary Fitzwater Sr. has closed in second in points. Third in points, now Jose Mills, only 3 points behind, so very, very close between those front 3, and close still back behind. Time for fourth between Bronson Minnick and Code Red. They're only 5 points back. And then time for sixth, Jay Jefferson and Colin Teague. They're both only 7 points back, so it's very, very close here. Other drivers that are within range, DeLello is 10 points behind. DJ Reed is currently 11 back. Levi Shones is 12 back. All those drivers have a chance to get up into the points lead within one race if everything were to go and work out perfectly for them. And the 2 drivers right now out of it so far. Landon Lyons is currently 15 points behind, and Mathis Wells has had a dismal chase in the 16. His highest chase finish so far, 8th highest chaser. It's not been well for him. He only has 14 points. He's currently 20 back behind Luke. So Trey, what chasers caught your eye today, and which drivers maybe underperformed?
Well, I mean, usually whenever I do this part, I have a high chaser, a medium chaser, and a low chaser. Well, today I only have a high chaser, and then I got the low. High chaser, of course, has to be the 29 of Code Red. Started out in the 40th position, but was able to get up into the top 5 by the end of the race. So, was able to bounce back from a very bad qualifying and got quite a few points because of that. Now, the bad side has to be all the chasers involved in all of the wrecks that happened here. The first one, it only involved one, I believe, which was the one of Jay Jefferson. But then, the big one that happened near the end of the race involved multiple drivers. So, not what they really wanted to have happen, but I think some of them still have time to bounce back and still be in contender for the championship.
And as we've said before, Chicagoland could be the turning point of the chase. We'll see if that holds true here this season, as now 5 races remain in the championship. We're going racing at the Rockingham Speedway for the R2300 for chase race number 5. We will see you guys then.